Okay, let's start. See, in this today's session, so we are going to discuss about that Azure SQL database code. Actually, we are going to learn as a data engineer. Azure data engineer, we are going to learn. If you are going to work as Azure data engineer, means you should have some idea about that Azure SQL database. Is that basic? You should have idea about this Azure SQL. Actually, SQL knowledge you should have it. If you are going to work as a data engineer, means SQL knowledge you should have it. If you don't have means no, don't worry. So I will guide you that guys. You have to refer what you have to refer for getting that SQL knowledge. Okay? Because in this our training, we are going to focus on that our Azure data engineering perspective. Even though if you are going to learn that Azure data engineering perspective, we are going to discuss about some SQL concept also. So without SQL, there is no work in the data engineering part. Okay. So in this session, we are going to see that Azure SQL database overview, the overview part. Actually, SQL database here we are having in that our Azure. Azure is a cloud technology, cloud platform. The cloud platform having a lot of technologies internally. So if you want to develop that any application, you can develop the application in the Azure platform. If you want to do that any networking related setups means yes, you can do it. If you want to do that on any database related things separately means yes, you can do it here. So that on-premises environment, whatever you are doing, everything you can do it in here in this Azure platform. Same way, Azure SQL database also we can use it here in this our platform. Azure SQL database, same like that, our on-premises SQL server. On-premises SQL server. I hope you guys heard about that one SQL Server database. SQL Server database. On-premises, we are using that all the applications, databases, the backend, whatever the applications developed using the .NET, maximum, all the applications, in the backend, they are using that SQL Server. Same SQL Server engine in the cloud platform, the Microsoft actually they are using. So here it is called Azure SQL database. The Azure platform it is called Azure SQL database. So the Azure SQL database, we can call it like a SQL database as a service or platform as a service. You can call it like a SQL database as a service, platform as a service. So different types of services we have discussed in that our yesterday session. Three types of services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service we have discussed, right? This SQL database will come under that platform as a service. So this Azure SQL database using the SQL Server database engine. On-premises, whatever it is using the same database engine only here it is used. So this is one. We are going to use it as the database for that our business applications. We are not going to learn it anything about the business application. We are going to learn about that all related to the data related things on database and data engineering perspective. We are going to learn it. So this SQL database, the Azure SQL database. So we are having different flavors. So the Azure SQL database PaaS platform, Azure SQL database, the IaaS. IaaS infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service means only the environment. With the environment. So you have to install that all the required OS and drivers and the software, everything you have to install it. Azure SQL database means it's a platform as a service. You don't want to install anything. You can create the database as one of the application. Directly you can create it and you can use it. You don't want to install it. So two types of flavors are available related to the SQL database. One is the Azure SQL database and SQL virtual machine. Maximum of the project we are going to use that from Azure SQL database only. So we
Sir,
also,
a
yeah,
quick question. What is this SQL virtual machine actually? Is there any example for that?
the SQL virtual machines, yeah, simply I'll tell you, see here, the virtual machine is nothing but actually everything we are going to work in the cloud platform, right? So the
Yes.
cloud platform, if you are going to work means you need that one machine. Whatever you are going to work, that's not a problem. But if you are going to work means you need that one machine. In the on-premises environment, usually what we are doing means we are using that our laptop or desktop we are using. In the desktop, we are installing that all the OS or required softwares and drivers, everything we are installing and we are using that one. But in the
Yes.
cloud means we are not going to use that our system. We are going to use that our system means we are going to use that our system only for that browser purpose. We are going to access that all the application from somewhere. Somewhere means from the cloud data center. The cloud data center, it may be available US, or it may be available UK, or it may be available Australia, or it may be available in India, right? So that applications, where it is going to be used means it is going to be used in one of the virtual machine. That virtual machine, it will be available in one of the data center. So it is going to be like our own machine, laptop or desktop only, but that one it is going to be available in different location. So, for example, if you are purchasing that one laptop, one empty laptop, so the empty laptop means actually without even the OS will not be installed. The DOS prompt only will be available. That machine, if you are going to use it, means first you have to install that OS, either that Windows OS or that any Unix related OS. You have to install it. Then only you have to do all the partitions. Then you have to install that all the required drivers. Then you have to install that required softwares. Then you have to use it, right? In that way, you need that one virtual machine from that your data centers. So the data center, so you may choose it from this any one of the location. So like a UK based data center location or US based data center location or your current location wherever you are there from that one. So you can choose the data center. So the data center, so you are going to have that your actual physical machine. That physical machine you are going to access through the browser. So that is called virtual machine. For you, it is called virtual machine.
Okay.
But actually, it is going to be like a one of the physical machine only. But it is not going to be in your location or in your own machine. So it is going to be somewhere. But you are going to
So,
access that machine.
is it necessary to have a physical machine? Can't we have just a server that will act as a machine in this case to put virtual
See,
machine on
you
it?
don't worry about this virtual machine concept or this any machine configurations because that everything it will take care by that administration team and virtual related things, everything it will managed by that your service providers. So you don't want to install anything from your end or you don't want to purchase anything from your end. Okay.
Okay.
So, but here what we are learning means we are understanding that one, two types of flavors are available if you are going to work as a data engineer. The database, if you are going to use it, means two types of flavors are available in that our Azure cloud platform. One is that Azure SQL database, another one is that SQL virtual machine. But between these two, what is the difference? Azure SQL database and the SQL virtual machine. What is the difference? See, a simple understanding I'm telling you. See here, imagine you are purchasing the same laptop you are purchasing. But in that laptop, so nothing installed, nothing installed. So you have to install that OS. You have to install that drivers. You have to install that your SQL database software also. Same like this one in the virtual platform, you are going to purchase that one virtual machine. You means your company going to purchase that one virtual machine, that virtual machine. So we have to install that OS and we have to install that our all the required softwares. Then only they will give the permission to the developers. The developers will access that one, then they will work on it. Or else, no, I don't want to do these type of things. Actually, directly I want to use that database. So I'm using cloud only. Then why I have to do all these type of things? So whatever I'm doing in that on-premises, same type of things. Why I have to do it? Directly, I want to use it. I want to start the development. Is that feature is available in the cloud? Yes, the feature is available. You don't want to do that any of that machine configuration, or you don't want to do that any of the software installation. Already available, that database software is available as an application. So you can create that application, then you can directly start to use that one. In the behind, automatically everything will be created. Whatever that supporting environment need for the databases, everything it will be by default created in the behind when you are creating this application, that Azure SQL database. So you can decide it based on that your project and based on that your environment, based on that your requirement. So everything, the requirement going to be decided. Most of the project, we are going to use that one, our Azure SQL database only. Nowadays, maximum of the complete applications, they are using Azure SQL database only. They are using, right, features. So what are the features? The Azure SQL database available. The Azure SQL database, actually here we are having this business continuity and high availability feature, auditing and integration of the Power BI, dynamic data mask, elastic flows, flexible pricing configuration, Azure hybrid. What is this? These all are features. These all are features in the database. Each and every one actually we are going to discuss in the separate session. Business continuity and high availability. Why we need? What is this one actually? Why this feature is need? The business continuity and high availability. See, simple example I'm telling you. Imagine you are having that your business application, the front end. The business application, you are having that one, the business application data, everything storing into that your Azure SQL database. The database server is located East US data center. Default is a data center, East US only. So the database is located the East US data center. See here, my application, imagine it, my application approximately per day using by that. So 1,000 users, 1,000 customers, like that. Imagine it like that one. And out of this 1,000 customers, daily I'm getting 100 customers, new customers. 100 customers, new customers. So they will register themselves and they will use that our application. Application, it may be anything, business, any one of the business, just leave it. But application using by 100 new users daily basis. That means I'm getting new users, new customers daily, 100 customers I'm getting. So business is going well. So application working fine. Suddenly, suddenly in the data center where it is located the East data center. Some problem happens. Some natural disaster happens. The natural disaster happened actually. So because of this natural disaster, so everything disconnected. The data center totally disconnected. My application so totally down. My application not able to access the database. If you're not able to access the database means you cannot log in. Even that existing customer not able to log in. Because data, everything is available in the database. Database available in my data center. My data center now it is not accessible. Totally disconnected. Some disaster happened. They are telling like that one actually to fix the problems, it will take 2 to 3 days of time. Maximum it may take 1 week of time. See here, my data availability totally down. So daily I'm getting the business from my customers, but now my existing customers, they are not able to access because of this problem. So here I'm losing my business. I'm losing my business. I'm not able to continue that my business. It's getting interruption types. So new, even the existing people not able to log in into that my database means then how that new user can create the new accounts. Even that is also not possible. The business continuity and high availability means here I want to manage even this type of problem happens. But in this scenario, I'm not able to manage it because I'm having that data in my data center. So that east use only in the east use data center. So here, this type of problem, if it is happening, means it will impact your regular business. That business continuity will get affected. Your data availability will go down. So then it's a drawback, right? So the negative drop, actually negative remarks, you will get it from that your customers. Then there's a possibility for losing that your customers. So always your business data should be available. You should not so interrupt. Then what we have to do? So here, this concept we have to apply. The business continuity and high availability logic we have to apply. So for this type of scenario, how we can handle it. So that future, the Azure SQL database is available. We are going to see that one separate hands-on session for this one. Next, auditing. Auditing, actually, here, the auditing concept, we are going to use that one for tracking who are all accessing that your database. Who are all accessing the database, when they have accessed, what they have done it, what action they have done it. Everything we have to track it. So the tracking we can do it. So auditing data. Auditing data, we can keep it that our storage environment, the Azure, we are having storage like Azure Blob Storage, Azure Data Lake Storage. So here, the Blob Storage or Data Lake Storage, you can keep that your auditing data. We can track that one. So based on that information, you can find out who are accessing your database, what are the actions they have done it. Everything you can track it. So auditing features. Then the integration with the Power BI. What is this one? See, Azure SQL database is nothing but database. It's a database software. Here we are going to store the data. The data for what purpose we are going to store it? The data we are going to store it for our business analysis purpose. We are going to store the business data means the data we are going to analyze it. How our business is going on, where our business is going well, what are the products are moving. So what are the products moving in which area? Everything we have to analyze it. Suppose some type of products not going well. What is the reason? Which area is not going well? So everything we have to analyze it. So how we can analyze it? So using the data only we can analyze it. The data where we are going to have it. The data we are going to have it in that our database. The database it is going to be have that data in that tabular structure like a rows and columns. The rows and columns, the data is available means, so using that format of data, as a technical person, you can analyze it. You can analyze it where this data, because you are going to write the query, so to get this type of information. You can write the query, you can get it by seeing the result. You can find out where that our business is going well and where the business is not going well. You can find out everything. You can analyze it. But your management people, the management people actually, they are not going to be the technical right? They are the business people. They want to understand how that our business is going. So for this purpose only, so companies are using that reporting tools like a Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense. These are the reporting tools. The reporting tools, you can use it for the analyzing the data as well as you can show that your business status in the graphical way. Chart you can prepare it. Dashboard you can prepare it. The graphical way, you can show that your business so that management people easily they can find out the business status by referring this your dashboard. The dashboard is nothing but it is going to have that your charts, graphs, the graphical details going to have it everything. In the database, everything it is going to be that data. the text format, the table structure. But those type of using those type of data, Power BI, what we can do it in the Power BI, we can create the dashboard. So Power BI going to get the data from that databases. The database, it may be anything. The database, it may be that your on-premises SQL server, Oracle database, or MySQL database, or it can be that our Azure SQL database. So here that Azure SQL database can integrate with the Power BI. So integration with the Power. So that feature also available. So Azure SQL database data, if you want to use it as source for the Power BI means, yes, we can do it. We can use that. The next feature is dynamic data masking. The dynamic data masking. What is that, the meaning of dynamic data masking? See, imagine I'm having some business data. I'm having some business data. So in my table, I'm having that customer ID, customer name, customer email ID, customer mobile number. We will take only these four columns. See here, customer ID is there, customer name is there, customer mobile number is there, customer email ID is there. See here, out of this four column, two column is called personal information columns. Customer email ID and customer mobile number columns are called personal information column. In the database, it should not show that actual value. The value should not be visible to all the users. Your company may have that thousands of employees. Out of those thousands of employees, 200 employees, they may work with the database related technologies. The 200 employees, so 100 employees, they may work with the Azure platform. So that our users, they may have that access for that your database, all the 100 users. But all the 100 users, they are not going to be in that same role. They may work with the different roles. So that everyone should not visible all the informations, whatever available in that our business data, the business data, it should not be show that all the personal information to all the users. Because there's a possibility for misusing. So you have to hide those type of personal informations. Even when you are loading, even when you are working in the same project, it should not be visible to you if you are like a admin. If you are not like a admin means, it should not be visible to you. See how we can hide this type of personal information means. So here, using this type of masking concept, we can hide it. We can hide it. Okay, so data masking and elastic pools. Elastic pools also one of the very important concept in the database. The elastic pools, we are going to use it for the distribution purpose. This is the one going to be used to save your cost. Here in the cloud platform, everything is cost. Everything is cost. So here, what are the possibilities there to save the cost? Every feasibility we have to do it. We have to check those features. We have to implement those things. The elastic pools is one of the concept to save the cost when you are using multiple databases. Some projects we may use multiple databases. At that time, if you are using all those databases as individual databases means unnecessarily you may spend more cost. You have to analyze it. So how much amount of data we are using, how much amount of memory we are using, the storage memory, everything you have to analyze it. Based on that one, you have to take the decision whether we can use the individual databases or we can go with that pool concept. Why? Because if you are going with the pool concept means, elastic pool concept means you can save the cost. You can save the cost. So here, the elastic pool, like a distribution concept. So what is this one? When it will be helpful? We'll discuss more detail in that our hands-on part, the elastic pools. And flexible pricing configuration. Actually, again, everything is cost. The database, different configurations you can choose. When you are creating the database, different configuration you can choose. That configuration you have to choose based on that usages for what purpose you are going to use this SQL database. What purpose means database we are going to use it for storing the data only. But what type of data? If you are going to use it in the development environment, we are going to have the different environments like a development, testing, production. If you are going to use it in the development environment, you can choose average configuration is enough, the medium level of configuration. But if you are going to choose it for the production means, you should have that high configuration. That high configuration is important. So that configurations, how we are going to choose it. So that is concept, that is the one we are going to discuss. So we are having two categorization, DTU, vCore. So under the DTU, what are the things available? Under the vCore, what are the things available? Yes, we are going to discuss. And also hybrid benefits. So hybrid benefits, on-premises license, you can use it into the cloud. That on-premises license, so you're having for 5 years, but after completing 2 years, you're planning to migrate everything into the cloud. Then remaining 3 years license are there. Same Microsoft Azure, Microsoft database server only I'm having, license only I'm having. But still, so 3 years are there, validity. So here they are giving that feature, that same license. You can use it when you are so using in that our cloud. That concept is called hybrid. So these different types of features are available. So everything we are going to see in the hands-on part, the business continuity, editing, dynamic data masking, elastic pools, flexible pricing configuration. These all things we will see it in that hands-on. Okay. So now we are going to see how to create that our SQL database. First, we will see that one, how to create that our SQL database. Detailed, we will learn it slowly one by one. If you are going to log in into that your portal means the portal first you should have the subscription or you should have that valid server access. Once you log in into this platform, so the landing page, you will have that resources. From the resources list, you have to create that one. So what is the URL? Portal.azure.com is the URL. And in that URL, so you are going to choose that resources. So this image, so you cannot understand very detailing. This part actually we are going to discuss very detailing now that our portal. Okay. So we are going to create the database. So server we are going to create and it will be created. Once it's completed means you can use that one. So how we are going to create everything, we can see it in that our Azure portal itself. So now, yeah, again, I remind you guys, you don't want to create the account immediately. So you can use first a few classes until we are starting that ADF. Actual learning, we are going to learn that ADF database only. But before starting into the ADF, we are going to have some overview sessions like that Azure SQL database overview. So this concept will help you to understand that our Azure platform. Okay. So here, this Azure database, you don't want to create that any account. I will tell you how to use this free version for this Azure SQL alone. Okay. But when you are working with the data factory, at that time, you have to create that your free trial account. A free trial account. Free trial account is different. This one, I'm going to use the sandbox server. Sandbox server is different. Okay. The free trial account, you guys need to create using that your credit card. Sandbox server, no need to use that credit card. Using that your email ID, if you create that account in the Microsoft website, then you can activate the Sandbox server. So everything I will show you how to do it. Okay. Now just listen. I'm going to use that Sandbox server. So the Sandbox server, so it will be helpful to log in into that my Azure portal. Azure portal actually already I have logged in here. So using this already I have logged in. So my email ID, everything is already logged in. That's the reason I'm directly able to use this one. I'm going to create the database server. Actually, once you logged in into that Azure portal, it will come into this page only. This page is the landing page. So here, the recent used resources will be available in these places. The recent used resources. The resource, if you are going to create means, that resource, if it is available in this list means you can choose it from here. For example, I want to create the Azure SQL database. So the SQL database icon is available. So from here, I can create. But first time, if you are going to log in means, it might not be available. Not only this database, any resource, if you want to create means, see here, the plus icon, you can click. The plus icon, you can click. And in this search box, you can search the resource. Whatever you are going to create, the resource you can create. For example, if I'm going to create the data factory means, I can search it. The data factory will be listed. Okay. So I'm going to create that SQL database, the SQL database. So SQL database, you can search it. The database related all the resources, it will list out here. Not only the SQL database, a lot of databases are available. So the database related all the these resources, it will list out here. I need a SQL database. I need a SQL database. So from here, you can choose that one. So this is one of the way for creating that your SQL database. Or else, come to home again. Come to home again. So here. So here. Go to this, the left corner, the 3 line, show portal menu. From here also, you can create this create resource. Suppose that resource by default, if it is available, that favorites, maybe some resources may be available. If it is not available, your resource, whatever it is, you can make it the favorite. Then from here, you can select that. The SQL database by default, it will be available. So from here also, you can create it. So this is one of the way. Or else, simple way, always you will do it like this one. We can search it from here. So then we can select it. When you're working in the real time, mostly you will search it from here. Whatever the resource you are going to create, that resource name, you have to type it and then you will search it. Then you will click this one, it will be open here, this page. From here, we have to create the SQL database. The SQL database, I'm going to create it. SQL database, I'm going to create. So here, some level up to this 32 GB of the data. So you can use it for the free of cost. For the free of cost. So 32 GB of the data, you can use it for the free of the cost. So here, so per month, every month. So this, we are going to use it only for the learning purpose. So that I'm going to choose this one, the play offer bracket. Fine, leave it. And now, this part, the subscription, the resource group. What is this? The subscription. See, every resource, actually, when you are working the Azure platform, a lot of resources are there. A lot of resources are there. Even the data engineering perspective, when you're working in the data engineer, actually here, we may use that one 15, 20, 50 resources, depends upon the project. The resources, whatever you are going to create it, the resource, you have to create under that your organization subscription. Organization subscription. So they will tell you. Actually, you will not create as a developer, you will not create everything. But that DevOps team, everything they will do it visually. How they are going to create means everything we need to create under that one of the subscription because the resources, whatever you are going to create and how you are going to use that one based on the usages, the cost will be calculated and every month bill will be generated. Every month bill will be generated. So that billing will be generated based on that your subscription. So that is the reason you have to choose that subscription. And here we are using that our sandbox server, the sandbox server, the default subscription, the concierge subscription is available. This is the one, the default one, you cannot change it. At the same time, if you are using that your free trial account, here the free trial will be available. After free trial, you have to upgrade that your subscription into pay as you go. The pay as you go will be available here. So subscription should be selected. If you are going to create that any new resource means the subscription should be selected. Without the subscription selection, you cannot create that any resource in this Azure platform. Okay, fine. Now my subscription is selected. Okay. Then what is the resource group? See, every project going to have minimum two resource group. Minimum two resource group. For example, your resource group, you are going to create Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Snaps, Azure SQL Database, Azure Blob Storage, or Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure Keyword. See, in one project, minimum you will use these resources. Actually, you will use more resources. The data engineering perspective, frequently, whatever the resources we will use it, I have listed all those resources for me. So minimum, even in the data engineering perspective, we are going to use that one, 6, 7 resources very basically. The resources, you have to keep it under that one resource rule. Whatever the resources you are going to use it, all the resources, you have to keep it under that one resource group. Without the resource group, you cannot create that resource. So we need resource group. That resource group, you can create one for the development, another one for the production. So budget allowing, you can have that separate one for the testing also. So resources all should be created under the resource group only. So you can create that all the resource group, but in this login, sandbox login, the sandbox server will not allow to create that any resource group creation because this is one for learning purpose only. I will show you later using that my pay-as-you-go subscription. In that time, we are going to create that our own resource. So under the resource group, we have to create that our resource. So I'm going to create that my database. The database name, you can give it. The database name. So I'm going to create the database. The demo DB. Any name you can give it. Okay, simply I'm going to create that my database in the name of demo DB. Okay, fine. Database, if you are going to create means database server should be there. Database server should be there. Under the database server only, our database going to be there. So here I don't have that any server, then I need to create the server. I'm going to create that. From here itself, you can create the server name. Here you can create the server name. So any name you can give it related to that your project. So simply I'm using this one SQL Server siva.database.windows.net. This is going to be that my server, but this server, where it is going to be created, this database server, where it is going to be created, the region you have to select from here. The region depends upon that your business, you have to choose it. Your customer who going to access the database frequently, the customer, if they are from US means you have to choose that region, US based region. Customer, if they are going to be in the Australia means, then you have to choose that region, Australia based region, you have to choose it. Then only the data performance, the latency you can reduce it. The accessing, data accessing, latency you can reduce it. So here actually we are going to use it for the default one, the East US, you can leave that one. This server going to be created in this data center, the East US data center. East US data center. Now here, my database server authentication, SQL authentication, I'm going to use it. That means username, password, we have to provide, we have to create. Everywhere, every time, whenever you're logging into that your database, you have to use this username and password. In that way, I'm creating the authentication method, the SQL authentication method. So give the password, confirm the password, confirm the password. See here, all the record information I have given. Here it is showing that the approximate cost to see here, the maximum storage. So actually, so based on that your storages, it will be calculated. But for the first 32 GB of storage is free only. That's the reason. So the estimated cost, it is showing the $0. Okay. If I'm removing the offer, see here, estimated storage cost per month. So you can have to pay this 4.78 US dollar estimated cost. Okay. So the database. So and the compute and storage. As of now, I'm not going to select anything. So leave it as it is. And the environment also, I'm going to use it for the development purpose only. And elastic pool concept. As of now, we don't have any idea about that one. So we can leave it as it is. But each one we are going to discuss detailing, this one and this one. As of now, we can leave it the default one, whatever it is there, the default one we can leave it. And so backup storage, local backup only. What is this local backup? What is this zone wise? What is this geo redundant wise? So these things we will discuss very detailed later. Now simply we will create that our database. We will create the database. Yes, I'm creating my database. So the database, once it's created means what you can do it directly you can create that your table. You can create that your table here. So the loading, the deployment is in progress, right? So here actually what it is doing means in the behind, it is trying to create that one virtual machine for you. In that machine, that your database will be created. So then everything, it will once it's ready means then it will show to you. This is the things happening in the behind. So you don't want to do it anything. You have to give the inputs, the required inputs in the UI part. But you should know what we are choosing, what we are giving. So what we are selecting, all these things you should know. Everything is available here. So we are here, we are going to learn it, how to use this platform. How to use this platform. If you know how to use this platform means, then you can start your work. This is what we are going to learn during this training. Okay, so that platform, the Azure platform, the data engineering related resources, whatever it is available, whatever we need the data as a data engineer. So those related that's resources like a data factory, data bricks, snaps. So this SQL database, data lake storage, Azure blob storage. So these type of resources we are going to learn it how to use it. Once you know how to use all these resources now, then you are eligible to work as a data engineer. Everything is available somewhere. We are going to use it. Okay. So here the deployment is in progress. Usually the SQL deployment will take some time. So here that our server is created, so that our database creation, so it's accepted, then creation process will be happened. So once everything is done means that deployment will be completed. The deployment is completed means you can get into that your database. Then we have to do some extra setups, the firewall setting related setups, we have to do it. So after that one, we can create that our table. So if you are going to create the table means we have to create that our table using the SQL query. If you are going to use the SQL query means we need that query editor window because we have to write the query somewhere, right? So we need that query editor window. The query editor window feature also available here. Yes, let's see everything here. Once this deployment is completed, can wait. Okay. Meanwhile, I will open this tab separately. All the resources, suppose and you are going to work in that new project. See here, you have to go to the resource. You have to check that resources. What are the resources are available? You have to check all the resources here. The project related resources, everything, it will be available inside of that your resource group. This is our resource group. Inside of the resource group, you can see that one, all the resources. Every resource group, we may have it multiple resource group. All the resource group, you will not get the access. The project, which project you are working and which resources belong to that your project, that resource group only you will have the access. See here, the resource, everything, here it is creating. See here, this is our server, this is our database. By default, it is creating that our storage account also. By default, it is creating. We did not create it, but by default, it is available since this is a sandbox server only, not in that our actual subscription. See here, the deployment is completed. The deployment is completed. Yes, my SQL server is ready. Go to the resource. This is my server, the demo team. This is my server. See here, in the left side options, you can see that one query editor window, the query editor preview option. I'll open this one in the separate window. The separate window. So easily we can compare both. So this is our overview page. And here, this is our query editor window. Query editor window, if you want to use it, means you have to log in. You have to log in. That means Siva. And password. The password, whatever we have given when we are creating that our database, the password, you have to give it and click the OK. And click the OK. But I'm not able to log in. I'm not able to log in. Yes. By default, directly you cannot access because when I was creating that my database, I did not do that any of the networking setups. I have given what I need, but access level network setup, I did not do it anything. Directly created. So by default, the access is denied. By default, access is denied. Okay, I missed it to give that network setups. Then what I want to do? Is there any possibility to give the setup here? Yes. From here you can do it. The access you can provide. So to provide that access, here, go to the set firewall, the server firewall, set server firewall here. What you have to do, see, the public network access is disabled. That's the reason you are not able to access that your database. You're not able to access the database, right? So what I want to do here, so here actually I want to select the selected network option. select network option. And from here, I want to, select. So this one firewall setting option, actually I want to select the firewall setting and your client IP. That means from local machine, whatever the machine you are going to use it, from that machine, if you are going to access that your server means that machine's IP should be added. So here my IP, that's a dynamic one. So what is my IP? I'm going to select this one. I want to add that my IP, then only I can log in into that my database, right? So here, from here, in this place, I'm adding my IP. This option also we have to select, but not required for this scenario. Later we need, at that time I will explain you why this one need. But as of now, I'll select that one. So click the save. So my firewall rule is added for this IP. So my IP have the permission to log in into the server. Log in into this server. Once this changes, saved means updating server public network access. Once it's saved means what I can do it, I can log in. I can log in from here. So updating server public network access. Wait. Yes. Done it. I'm here. I'll click this OK again. Yeah. Yes. Under the tables, nothing is there. I don't have any table. So I'm going to create the table. For creating the table, what is the query? Create table, table name. Okay. Table, if you're going to create means you should have the columns. So what are the columns? I need ID column. Okay. Customer ID column. Customer ID column, what type of value is going to be inserted? It is going to be inserted number. The number data type here it is called int. Here it is called int. Then customer name. Customer name, what type of values we are going to have it? We are going to have this some alphanumeric string values. Then here the data type is called varchar. The database. The database. Only two column. I'm going to have it in my table. I'm going to click this run button. Then my table should be created. See, click the refresh. See this one. My table is created. Yes. The table is created. This is my table. I'm having two columns in my table. Yes. I have created my database. In the database, I have created my table. In the table, so I'm going to insert my record. Insert into my table. What is the table name? First. What I'm going to insert? Values. Values. What I'm going to insert? Values. Values of what? Values of my ID. Second one, name. Yeah, that's it. See, I'm selecting that line alone and click this run. Only that insert statement will be executed. I want to confirm it, whether that record is inserted or not. For that one, I can select the records. So for selecting, select start from where first table. So this line alone, I'm going to run it. Yes, I'm having my record. This is the way you can create the table. You can create the table. So you can create that your database. So you can create that your server. Yes. Everything here we are going to do it graphically. We are not going to install anything. All are available. We are going to create it and we are going to use it. Right? Yes, this is the way we are going to create that our SQL database. So this is just some basic concept of that our Azure SQL database that overview part. Okay, we are going to discuss few more things very detailing that our upcoming sessions. What is the configurations? So how we are going to create this DTU and vCore configurations. So then we are going to see this one. What is the meaning of elastic pools? What is elastic pools? So then business continuity and auditing, high availability concepts. Then we are going to learn the auditing features. After this one, we are going to So learn it regarding this SQL one, the Azure SQL one. Then only we are going to discuss about that our big data and the data factors. Okay. So that's all for the day. So the next session, yes, the configuration related things we'll discuss. So the next day is on tomorrow, the same time we'll connect for the next this configuration features. So that's all for the day. Bye.